on guys, it's Zombie here, welcome back to another video. I know you were really wanting a video, so I decided to put this one out because it's kind of important. Now you might wonder, what the heck am I playing? Well, if you really need to know, it's Tony Hawk's Underground Pro. It's a mod of the ever so popular game, which I'm not even sure that many people actually like. It's the famous Tony Hawk's Underground 2 that supposedly sent the game downhill, which honestly I have mixed views on because I don't know. I feel like people didn't give the game a fighting chance, and that's why they said it sucked. But really, what actually needs to happen is they need to make more games like this. And this was actually made by a small dev team, and I'll tell you, it's a lot. If you want a good Tony Hawk game, I'll tell you, this is a lot better than Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. And while I haven't played the game, I've definitely seen enough to know not to buy that. Now, you may notice I'm kind of terrible, but that's because this is a PC mod. This is not a console mod. I'm not gonna be able to play this game very well. So if it kind of seems like I'm doing simple tricks, well, that's not my fault, because this has kind of terrible controls, and if I had a gamepad, I'd be doing much better. But yeah, so, I wanted to say that, definitely play this game if you have the money to buy the PC version, because I know not many people actually own that. And I'll tell you one thing, there is a lot of weird controls with this, like, I know one thing for sure is, I want to say that this is actually, this is a PC mod. It's a lot harder to just say that it's gonna be easy to do. See, I'd rather give the, because I've had the PC mod for, like, forever. Not kidding, I know I'm kidding about that, but I've had this for about an hour, but I mean, like, I'm just gonna point, like, here, I'm gonna exit the game really quick, but I gotta move my webcam. I did not mean to do that. We're gonna edit the scene for the webcam. I'm gonna place it over here. Okay. Now let's head back into the game because you couldn't see the score bar. But, my point being is, this game, a lot better than Pro Skater 5, and it's really special because for some reason Robomoto, a professional company, couldn't make a better game than this one, which is honestly pathetic if you ask me. But I mean, like, I'm not even sure how Robomoto could screw it up that bad, because it's Tony Hawk, and I know that's kind of a hard formula to follow, but you can't screw it up so bad like they did. And now, let's talk about the controls. Now, I said these are some weird controls, but I can really only blame myself about that because, well, I set up the controls myself. And what I mean is when you set up the launcher, you can use different controls that you can set up to your liking, which I did. I hated the way this works, so, like, you use the keypad to do certain tricks, which I hate the idea of doing, because it ruins the flow of gameplay for me, and I kind of hated to do it. So what I did was, I set grind to left shift, and I might wonder why I did that. Well, because I grind all the time, and I actually want to keep going. But, like, see, this game, the controls are just really bad in my opinion. So you kind of want to change them. So I just set, like, the flips and stuff. I just kind of just set that aside for a little bit while I thought out about it. So what I eventually came to a conclusion that I did not want to have the keypad as a controller. So what I did was I took the game controls and I made them better by replacing the keypad with the arrow keys, which made it control a whole lot better. And I mean it when I say that. The game was just so much easier to control, and if I didn't, I'd probably be controlling way worse than I'm doing this now. You just be like, what is he, on drugs or something? But I mean, I think the game's, it's definitely got some work to do, but the thing I like about it the most is you can mix in different levels from older games. Like, you know, I have no idea how I glitched that wall, but okay. So, here, let me show you. See, it goes American Wasteland, Ground 2, Underground 1, Pro Skater 4, Pro Skater 3, Pro Skater 2, and Pro Skater. Now listen, this game is not completely finished by any standards at all, and if you actually thought it was completed, I'd literally slap you in the face, because as soon as you go to American Wasteland, you see there's a ton of levels missing. Hollywood, Beverly Hills, Downtown, Santa Monica, Oil Rig, Casino, Skate Ranch, The Ruins. Those are all locked. You can't use those because they're still developing those levels. And while that is kind of sad, they do have Pro Skater 4, Pro Skater 3, Underground 1, and Underground 2 completely finished. But Pro Skater 2, there's hardly any levels in it at all. You got Hangar, School 2, Venice, and Philadelphia. That's all you got. Marseille, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong because I'm not a true Tony Hawk fan when it comes to anybody's standards, but Marseille, New York, Skate Street, Bullring, Skate Heaven, Chopper Drop, they're all gone. And Pro Skater, well, there's a lot more levels than you'd expect to do. There's only 3 missing, which is Streets, Downtown, and the Mall. But I hardly ever played those at all. And one thing I did notice, which was kind of weird, is I don't see, like, I noticed that Minneapolis isn't on here, so I can only assume that Minneapolis is downtown, but I don't know. So, it's kind of awkward for me. But yeah. It also mixes in, Tony Hawk's Project 8, games, like, game levels. Like, it's got, the high school, fun park, Capitol. It's even got, like, forgot which one it was. Anyways, it's not important. The good thing is they actually mix it in. This is what Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 should have been. A nice mix in of old levels. And now, before anybody criticizes the game, I just want to say that once again, it's not finished. And you might ask why they put it on Tony Hawk's Underground 2's engine. Well, I think that's actually a really good idea because the game runs well and it's got pretty good physics. The game's graphics look fairly good, but and if any of you hate on freaking Tony Hawk's Underground 2, well, I really only have one thing to say, and it's the fact that I felt like the game was a little bit too small, and that's clearly evident because one of the people that actually developed the game said that the game was actually kind of rushed. So if they could have waited a little longer to make the game, it could have been better. It could have been more like Tony Hawk's Underground 2 Remix, which pretty much never should have happened in the first place. That's what should have been Tony Hawk's Underground 2. But a lot of people don't know that. And if you don't like me ranting, I'm sorry about that, but I'm actually going to post a video of me playing this game without ranting about it. Just gameplay. And occasional talking, but this is just something I wanted to post. So if any Tony Hawk fans really are really looking for some old nostalgia, then definitely head for this because definitely something I want to play. It's nice. It's great to try out, but you have to have Tony Hawk's Underground 2 for the PC to actually play it. Because like I said, this is not a console mod, so you will not be able to play this on the console, and if you can, you're a freaking wizard, but they haven't done that yet, if they ever will do that. But anyways, the game, like I said, it's not finished, but it is very much still fun. Just because the game's not finished does not mean it's any less fun than it could be. But I also like how it keeps the original soundtrack of Tony Hawk's Underground 2, because that was one of the greatest soundtracks in its time. And it really brought out the punk in Skater. Like, it really did. And I felt like it could have been a little better if, like I said, the game was a little bit better and a little bit longer. Because I felt like the story was way too short. In fact, it was so short, I literally beat it in 30 minutes. And I still have the record time of it on my phone. I will put it up on the screen now. And yes, it literally took me half an hour to beat a game. Now, it could be a lot harder for me to do it on other difficulties, because to be honest, I did it on easy, so I kind of cheated, but I could care less about what other people want. I'm just trying to have fun. Now, if you're not fond of skating games that aren't realistic, then of course go try out Skate. But these are for people who actually want to see the old games come back, but not die as fast. Because clearly, Robomoto, they killed the Tony Hawk series because every game was pretty much dead. Proving Ground is what killed it, because the game was just, it was way too much. Like, it was just way too much, and I'm serious. Way too much like Project 8, to the point where literally nobody liked it. And the game just, it was such a commercial failure. The story was so short, the physics were kind of stupid, and nobody really cared for the new Nail the Trick modes, because it's just, the game wasn't very fun to begin with. But I'm glad we can say that if you want to go play those games now, it's fine. Because those games are very cheap and nobody really cares about them anymore. But that's not my point to be making. My point is, you should go get this game. It's a lot more fun than the previous Tony Hawk games, including Underground 2. I definitely still think that Tony Hawk's Underground Pro is the best in the Tony Hawk series, even if it is just a mod. The mod is actually free. You don't have to pay for it, but you do have to pay for the full version of the game if you can find it. It's hard to find any good copies that haven't been used yet. Because you remember, when you install it, you still gotta use the CD key, and some people sell it without the key, either that or it's already used, and then it's kind of pointless. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to make this small little video just to put out, because you guys really seem to be wanting another video, because I'm tired of reposting on the same video every time. So yeah, if you ever want to skate with me, then go ahead, by all means, skate with me. We'll have a great old time. It'll be fun. I'll just be setting up as like random skating servers. That's what the server will be called. I'll try to be on as much as I can. If you can find this game, then that'll be good. I'm pretty sure there's some cracked versions on the internet you can download for free if you don't want to find a different version. But I've heard most of those come with a black screen, like mine when I actually bought it. But anyways, guys, that's going to have to be it for today. But one quick thing before I end it. I noticed that some people were commenting extremely rude things to me on my fake intro video. Now, a lot of you already know that that video is completely fake and that I was just joking. Some people thought I was actually being serious. Now, I have no clue why I would be serious. My name's not Action Vlogger 3000, but in all seriousness, this is extremely, this is not really that nice to be saying things like this. You cannot talk to people like that on YouTube, because you either get an unwinnable argument, or somebody will literally just call you names until it ends, and you'll just delete them and block them from your channel. And you don't want to do that, because then that gives you bad viewer base. But just, if you're a hater, don't watch my videos. Just go on to somewhere else. You don't have to watch my videos. It's not like I'm forcing you to play them. But in all seriousness, thank you guys all so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, a comment, and a subscribe, which really helps me out. So thank you so much if you subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching. As I said, have a good day, and don't forget to be a good person.